A very happy morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the session BA History Program, second semester, session number 28. I am Sudhaji, Assistant Professor, Department of History, GFGC Ripanpet. Before beginning today's session, I would like to ask a question. Who won the first Battle of Panipat in 1526 AD? Yes, it's Babur. Today, in this session, let us know about the Battle of Kanwa and other subsequent battles fought by Babur to lay the firm foundation of Mughal Empire. Students have learnt about causes and consequences of the first Battle of Panipat. They also knew that the fate of Indian history has been written in blood. They are aware of the fact that the first Battle of Panipat changed the course of Indian history. Learning objectives of today's session: to enable the students to learn about Kanwa battle, to make them to understand the efforts of Babur to lay a strong foundation of Mughal Empire in India, to describe about the Battle of Gagra and Chanderi, to know the multifaceted qualities of Babur as a scholar. To begin with the learning outcomes, at the end of the session, students will locate the places captured by Babur on the outline map of India. They will appreciate Babur's works such as Babarnama, Diwan, which is a collection of poems, and also Khat-i-Babari, etc. First of all, let us know the significance causes for the Battle of Kanwa. The victory of Babur in the first Battle of Panipat just marked the beginning of the Mughal dynasty. But the establishment of Mughal Empire had become possible only by the subsequent wars fought by him. Among them, Battle of Kanwa is very important. Babur's real work in India began after Panipat. Taking the advantage of the confusion that followed Ibrahim Lodi's death, many of the Afghan chiefs have established themselves as independent monarchs and fortified their strongholds. Among them, important nobles were Qasim Sambhali set himself as the ruler of Sambhal. Nizam Khan became the king of Bayana. Hasan Khan Mewati became the king of Mewat, etc. Rana Sanga thought that Babur, like Taimur, would retreat after plundering the country, but he saw that the Mughal intruder had not only occupied Delhi and Agra but also decided to stay on. So, this has become the cause of the battle. In addition to that, high ambitions of both Babur and Rana Sanga. Both of them wanted to become supreme power. Rana Sanga did not help Babur in the first battle of Panipat. Babur did not accept Rana's claim on Kalpi and Agra too. Rana Sanga organized a confederacy of most of the kings of Rajasthan with a clear and definite object of recovering northern India from the hands of the Afghans. Babur, who had deprived him of his ambition of re-establishing indigenous rule at Delhi, that made the battle inevitable between them. Now we can notice on the screen the important battles fought by Babur in different parts of India. Battle of Kanwa in 1527, which is in Bihar. Battle of Chanderi fought in 1528 in Madhya Pradesh. And the Battle of Gagra. Gagra is one of the tributaries of river Ganga. On its battle, it was fought in 1529, which is in Bihar. You to try to locate these places on the outline map of India after the session at home. Let us focus on the main events which occurred during the Kanwa battle. Before the Battle of Kanwa, Babur had reached Fatehpur Sikri and sent 1,500 troops. Babur's force were badly defeated and repulsed with great slaughter. Then only this Battle of Kanwa became inevitable. Rana Sanga already advanced to a hill near Kanwa, a village in the modern Bharatpur district, 37 miles west of Agra and 10 miles from Fatehpur Sikri. And both armies met at Kanwa, and the battle took place on 17th March 1527 AD. Babur arranged his army after the same fashion at Panipat, followed the Tuluguma war. That was a technique which consisted in turning the enemy's flanks and charging him simultaneously on front and rear at breakneck speed. The Battle of Kanwa began at about 9 in the morning of 17 March 1527 with a shot from Ustad Ali's mortar which threw a large stone ball with a terrific noise and frightened the Rajputs. Even elephants could not stand before it. Mughal artilleries proved too much even for the death defying Rajput heroes. They could not stand it any longer and showed signs of collapse. Even Rana Sanga was wounded and removed senseless from the field. Babur was the a person who won the Battle of Kanwa in 1527. Many Rajput rulers and Afghan chiefs rallied to Rana Sanga. Despite their support, he lost the battle. Though initially his army caused havoc on Babur's army, but later Babur's army drove the backbone of Rana's army and he won the battle. Babur emerged as a victorious at the end of the Battle of Kanwa. Let us know the results. The Kanwa battle lasted for 10 hours, was one of the memorable battles of Indian history. From the military point of view, it proved to be a highly decisive battle. The loss on the side of Rana was terrible. The military power of the Rajputs was crippled. It is worthy to note that even after his victory over Rana Sanga, Babur shrank from invading Rajasthan, provoking the brave Rajputs any further. The Rajput ambition of banishing the foreign rule was completely shattered. Hereafter, the rulers of Rajasthan never made any combined attempt to re establish Hindu rule in northern India. Let us now know about the subsequent battles. Babur assumed the title of Ghari, which means victor in holy war. Ghari means victor in holy war. The word Babur also means tiger. He was as brave as tiger. He fought and won the Battle of Chanderi in 1520 AD over Rajputs. Let us know about that Chanderi battle. Babur fought a battle with the Afghans on the confluence of the Ganga and its tributary, the Ghagra, on 6th May 1529. In that conflict, which was tough, boats and artillery were used by both sides. The Afghans were defeated. A treaty was now concluded between Babur and Nasrat Shah. Each party was to respect the sovereignty of the other, and Nasrat Shah agreed not to give shelter to Babur's enemies. This was Babur's last battle in India. Remember this clearly that the Battle of Gagra was the last battle fought by Babur in India. As a result of this contest, he became the sovereign of Bihar. Sovereign means Sarvabhauma, and the Afghan chiefs joined him with their troops. He saw now in possession of this country from the Indus to Bihar and from the Himalayas to Gwalior in the south and Chanderi. The Mughals had obtained possessions of Multan and therefore in the northwestern corner of the country only Sindh remained beyond the pale of the Mughal rule. Now I would like to assign a work. Try to locate the places occupied by Babur in India after the Battle of Kanwa and Chanderi and subsequent battles in India. In Victor, in the battles followed by the first battle of Panipat helped him to lay a strong foundation of Mughal empire in India. Regarding the Chanderi battle in 1928, nothing more to tell about. He just occupied a fort which was situated in Chanderi. The Battle of Chanderi in 1528. Now let us know about the estimation of Babur's personality. Babur destroyed the Rajputs' power. Of course, after studying the Kanwa battle, Chanderi and Gagra and all, you understood that how he destroyed the Rajputs' power in India. Besides that, Babur also crushed the Afghans' power in India. As a general, he never discouraged by defeats. He was proficient in war techniques and strategies, particularly in Tulugma. As a diplomat, he balanced both Afghan and Indian nobles. Being a strong man, he swam across the rivers and he could ride a horse for 80 miles without break. He was an emotional speaker too, who could appeal his soldiers to fight valiantly. Otherwise, they would have left him long back. He was kept on encouraging them with his words. So, words are power. Take care of your language. Now, let us have a look at the works of Babur. Babur was well versed in Turki, Arabic, and Persian languages. Though he was quite busy in his conquests, still he was interested in writing also. He wrote Tujik-i-Baburi in Turkish language, his mother tongue, which is his autobiography. It also called as Babarnama. It has got translated into many languages of the world. English translation is also available. If you want to refer, you can go through it. A collection of poems in Turkey called Divan was also written by Babur. He invented new verse. Verse means lines of poems. He invented new verse in Persian poems too. Khat-i-Baburi, that is a treatise on Muslim law, was also written by him. Mubayin, a collection of Masnavis, was also composed by Babur. It's quite interesting. If you were Babur, you would not have written all this because you would have told the pretext of being busy in conquest, right? A person of multifaceted can only do all this. Before conclusion, I would like to summarize Babur's personality. Babur is considered as the founder of Mughal Empire, not in the capacity of the ruler, but rather that of a conqueror. After the Battle of Panipat, he occupied himself in construction of palace at Agra and other places. He also constructed baths and charming gardens which can offer shelter from the three curses of Hindustan. They are heat, dust and wind. Do you know the dusty wind which blows in northern India during the summer season is called Loo? He was a man. In Babarnama, he tells that God alone is eternal and unshakable. He who commences the banquet of life must at length drain the cup of death. Better it is to die gloriously than to live with a name disregarded or disgraced. If I die with glory, all is for the best. Let me leave the honorable name, for certainly my body cannot escape death. Such was the valuable words of Babur written in his memories. So Babur was died, such a great personality, was died in Agra at the age of 47 in 1530 AD. That was called Aram Bagh in Agra. Later, he was first buried in Agra, but later his mortal remains were moved to Kabul, where he was buried at a beautiful spot where which had been selected by Babur himself, and he was succeeded by his eldest son Humayun in 1530. Before winding the session, let us have a quick recapitulation. The main points what we have learnt in this uh, period. Causes and causes of Battle of Kanwa. Babur's efforts to lay a strong foundation of Mughal Empire in India. The Battle of Gagra and Chanderi. Multifaceted qualities of Babur as scholar. Masterpieces of literature written by Babur. As usual, after this session, unless you revise, you will forget. Hence, I would like to assign a work. You have to explain the causes and cause of the Battle of Kanwa of 1527. The books which I have referred to prepare my talk are Medieval History of India by J.C. Agarwal, History of Medieval India by L.P. Sharma, Advanced Study in the History of Medieval India by J.L. Mehta. Hope you would have enjoyed the facts and figures which I have shared in this session. Thank you, one and all.